Earlier this week, Andretti Autosport's plan to enter Formula 1 with the backing of General Motors' Cadillac brand was given the green light by motorsport's governing body, the FIA. But Andretti's bid must now be approved by Liberty Media's management company FOM before the US-based squad can officially become the sport's 11th team. So the FIA evaluated 4 potential bids on sporting, technical and financial bases, and for each of those 3 categories the applicants needed to wholly prove that they could provide F1 level sporting, financial and technical ability. Andretti Autosport, or Andretti Global as they're now known, were the only candidate to make it through this round of evaluation, and here's why they did. On a sporting basis, Andretti alongside Penske and Earnhardt is one of the most famous names in American motorsport. With Mario, Michael, Marco, John and Jeff, throughout their dynastic history, it's been a name that racing fans in America can trust for speed and success. Of course, the patriarch of the whole family, Mario himself, is the most recent F1 race and championship winner from the US, taking the crown back in 1978. And to be fair to him, along with Tony Stewart, Mario has arguably one of the greatest ever American multi-class racing records. He's got the F1 title in 78, a Daytona 500 win in 67, an Indy 500 win in 69, and a class win at Le Mans in 1995 driving a Porsche 395. It's pretty epic stuff. But more widely, as a racing team, Andretti has been chaired by Mario's son, Michael. And under his stewardship, the team currently competes across IndyCar, the IMSA Endurance Championship, the Australian V8 Supercars Championship, Formula E and Extreme E. And within their history as a team, they've taken 6 Indy 500 titles, the overall season title win 5 times, and Michael Andretti himself even found his way onto an F1 podium back at Monza in 1993 with McLaren. Additionally, with the recent upgrades to the top class at IMSA and the World Endurance Championship, it's becoming a hugely attractive and competitive racing series that Andretti have demonstrated their ability to run in with Cadillac under prototypical technical regulations and grueling race formats that require sporting performance from not only the drivers, not only the designers, but everyone within that team making the strategy work, making the pit stops happen. The World Endurance Championship at IMSA is a brilliant test of that and exactly what the FIA were looking for in their application. So it's a team that in basically everything apart from F1 has shown sporting success, and the patriarch has shown success even in Formula 1. By visiting the factories, reviewing their results, going through the books, interviewing key staff members and drivers, they found exactly the criteria they were looking for in Andretti Global's bid for Formula 1 with General Motors. So the FIA and their president are happy, but why are the current teams so hesitant to allow Andretti into the sport? Well, somewhat obviously, it comes down to that third element of the FIA's investigation: money. In a holistic analysis, you can definitely argue in favour of the positive financial elements that Andretti would bring to F1. A new team means hundreds of more jobs headquartered in America, offering hopefully a more competitive outfit across the pond, in contrast to the Haas team that, despite having been in F1 for a while now, seems forever tied to the bottom half of the championship. Additionally, on a financial basis, manufacturer participation is key for successful racing series, and given that Andretti are backed by Cadillac and General Motors, it would bring them into competition with Daimler, Renault, VW, Stellantis, Ferrari, Honda as F1 entrants. Of course, we've also got Ford joining up with Red Bull in 2026 too, so that rivalry of General Motors and Ford could be brought back to Formula 1. But the exact reason that General Motors wants to join the party is the same reason that the other teams don't want to let them in. Here, unfortunately, the thrilling and dramatic world of motorsport meets its enemy in the drab and dreary world of share prices and boardrooms. The potential to be beaten, to lose TV time to a competitor, to no longer win on Sunday and sell on Monday. Fundamentally, this is the reason behind every hesitation and half answer that we're seeing from current drivers and team owners when they're asked about the value of Andretti in motorsport. More cars on the grid means more spaces for logos, on cars, on helmets, baseball caps and team-branded polo shirts. Going from a 10th to an 11th team means a pretty linear 10% in increase for that room. It would also mean more room for drivers in a sport that has failed to find seats for both last year's and this year's F2 champion. It doesn't take a lot of investigation to see that the current ladder system is not working well or fairly, and adding 2 extra seats could help with this and even open the door to young American drivers thanks to Andretti's successful Indy NXT outfits. And these kind of positive points are exactly what Lewis Hamilton stressed in yesterday's press conference. He's been pretty much the only driver to be wholly in favour of the move, which you can imagine is because of his confidence and power to not merely reiterate what his PR manager tells him would be best for Daimler and Toto. He said that Andretti would be a great addition, going on to explain, "I've always felt there wasn't enough cars on the grid, so whilst there will definitely be people that won't be happy with me for being so supportive of it, I think it's great. It's an opportunity for more jobs, another 2 seats available, even for a potential female driver to come through. It opens up more possibilities and I think it'll be exciting for the race." So that's what Lewis thinks, and it seems like a pretty reasonable opinion, but he's been the only driver that hasn't just simply reiterated what their PR manager, what their shareholders want them to say. And you can understand why that is too. It's not up to the drivers to stick their neck out at every opportunity, but you do get a pretty obvious sense that they're holding back what they actually think in favour of what their shareholders want them to say. And rather hypocritically, of course, we're seeing the Aston Martin press celebrate their future admission into the Le Mans hypercar bracket with the Valkyrie, and McLaren have announced they've got the goal to submit a factory GT3 outfit with United Autosports in the World Endurance Championship too. And then of course, Ferrari took the win at this year's Le Mans with their new hypercar team, a race in which Andretti Cadillac came third. So it's a little paper thin to say, we can go race with you in your categories, but you can't come race with us in Formula 1. Unfortunately, the teams that largely oppose Andretti's bid on a financial basis hold, due to their financial power, the vote over whether Andretti will be granted entry, which is both a self-evident conflict of interest and a clear reminder of the grey line that sport and business has danced on in Formula 1 for its entire history. So in conclusion then, F1 in recent years has been growing, and the teams want more to retain their power, their slice of the pie within that growth, than to give up a slice of the pie for potential future growth overall. Maybe Andretti would grow the pie, more ticket sales in America, more American TV audiences and social media interactions, which is something that has massively dropped off since 2021. But unfortunately, when you've got the share prices of billion-dollar car companies on the line, risk aversion will often beat out all moral or sporting arguments. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, but for now, thank you very much for watching. Check out our website crash.net for coverage across the motorsport world, and we'll be back after the Qatar Grand Prix to review all the action.